Hello there, welcome to my new video. In this video I'm going to cover 4 criterias in my badge with Codex Academy. I'm gonna talk about all the 4 criteria. Here says utility of Babel plugins and using these plugins, and also about Babel presets and using these presets. Okay, let's get into our project. Here I have created an empty folder where I'm gonna explain how to use Babel step by step. And first let me show you what Babel is and why do we use Babel. For this I went to babel.js.io. Here it says Babel is a JavaScript compiler. What actually Babel does is, let me show you. Okay, Babel is a toolchain that is mainly used to convert this JavaScript version to the older versions of JavaScript, which all the older browsers can understand. That is what Babel is gonna do. It transforms syntax and polyfills features that are missing in the target environments. Here, in the sense, older browsers, whichever older browsers cannot understand, which the latest versions of JavaScript is converted into the older version of JavaScript, which older browsers can understand. That is what mainly Babel does. Let's see how it is gonna do. First of all, we need to install Babel. Okay, how do we set up Babel? Okay, in setup we'll go to the client. Okay, here it says we need to install these 2 dependencies. Let's set up our project for that. First I'm gonna open the terminal and say npm init y. It's gonna create a package.json file for me. In here, whatever the dependencies I'm gonna install, they are going to save us the dependencies. Okay, now let's copy this and install Babel core and Babel client. Once we install this, they are going to be shown in the dev dependencies inside package.json, and a node modules folder is also created where all these packages are there. And then it says we can also, what this says here is, whenever we run npm run build command, it's gonna convert whatever inside source folder is converted into all the JS file. Latest version JS file is converted into older version of JS, and it is stored in the lib folder. We can do that too. Let's copy this and paste it in our code inside the scripts. We don't need this plus. Okay, there we go. And now we might need the source folder inside which our code is gonna reside, whatever we are going to write. And let's do that. Okay, here I'm gonna create a source folder. And now let's jump into our plugins, Babel plugins. What are plugins? We actually install Babel core, Babel client. These make sure that Babel, the command Babel, works correctly. And to use all the features in Babel, we need do we use plugins? Okay, let's go to docs and I'll show you what plugins is. Okay, plugins are nothing but for every okay, let's go to plugins list. Here there are different kinds of plugins we can use to convert our code, to transform our code. For example, if we go to ES 2015, here there is arrow functions. When I open this plugin, this is the actual name of the plugin. Okay, how do we use it? And what happens is, I'm gonna say this is the command used to install this plugin. When we install this plugin, what really happens is, when we are using this plugin, if we have an arrow function like this, what Babel does is, Babel is gonna convert it into a normal function. Just that the plugin is gonna do that. Okay, let me show you how to use it. First, let's install the plugin. After installing the plugin, we also need to configure that plugin. How do we configure that plugin? Let me show you. Inside the root folder, we are going to create a file named babel config.json file. Okay, inside this JSON file, we are gonna open an object and we are gonna say plugins colon and open and then arrow array. Inside this array, we are gonna specify our plugin just like this. There you go, and we save it. And now when we run Babel, okay, I'm sorry, we did not create a JS file. Okay, let me create a main.js file. Inside this JS file, I'm gonna use let me use let a equals arrow function and console.log hello. Now, sorry, if I say babel source/main.js, you can see here my arrow function is not an arrow function anymore. It is converted to a normal function. If you correctly remember, in package.json I have created a build command. So if I run npm run build, it's gonna create a lib folder inside that main.js which has our transformed code. That is how it's gonna happen. And also I'm gonna show one more plugin for you. Let's go to plugins list. Here I'm gonna use one more plugin, async2 generator. This is nothing but an async await syntax. The async await syntax is not understood by most of the browsers, so we have to convert it to a normal promise to use it, which Babel does for us. So to use this plugin, we are gonna install it just like before. I'm gonna copy that and paste it and install it. Let's check if it is installed. Okay, async to generator is installed, and now we need to configure that plugin. Okay, how do we configure multiple plugins? Let me show you about that. Let's go to plugins page. Here plugin ordering. If you see here, how do we order plugins? Plugins run before presets. Presets, I'm gonna talk about it later, but plugins run before that. Sorry. Plugin ordering is first to last. Whatever the first plugin we have, that plugin is run first. But preset ordering is reversed. Okay, and how do we order them? We have to specify just like this. A string, two strings inside an array, or if you have to write any property like any options, extra options for a particular plugin, the syntax differs. Just like this, you can write either as a normal string, or you can specify inside an array. Also, you can, if you have any other options, you can specify it in the object here, the plugin name and the object inside an array. These are the three ways you can write plugins in the config file. Okay, now let's come back to our project, and we are going to use the arrow to generator, right? So let's go get the configuration for that. I'm gonna copy this string and I'm gonna paste it inside here. Okay, now let's create one more. Let's make this as, oh sorry, I think I'm writing in the wrong file. Let's go to source folder. Inside that, let's choose the main.js, and inside this I'm gonna make this a into async. Oh wait, no, I don't need to use this, but let's see how it's gonna convert. Now if I say npm run build, I think it should change the, okay, see, it actually changed, which we don't understand most of the code, but it definitely changed the function, async function, into a normal function that browsers can understand. That's what Babel is gonna do. Now let's get into presets. What are presets? Presets are nothing but I can say them like it's a group of plugins which we can use, like let me show presets. Presets can act as shareable set of Babel plugins. So a group of plugins, I mean a number of plugins, are grouped together into a preset. We have 4 kinds of presets: preset env, preset typescript, preset react, preset flow. Preset env is for compiling ES 2015 syntax from 2015 and plus. All the versions is converted back to older version, and the TypeScript is for converting the TypeScript code to JS, and React the same with flow. Okay, how do we use it? To use preset env, we need to install it. How do we do that? Just install this package. What do we do after we install? We need to configure it. To configure it, we are gonna do it like this. We'll go to the config file and put a comma, and then we are gonna paste our preset env. So if you can see the plugins list from 2015, all these plugins, even 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, all these are included inside preset n. If I open arrow functions, it says here this plugin is included in preset n. That means when we are using preset n, we are automatically using arrow function plugin. Okay, now let me take off this plugins list and also show you by uninstalling the arrow function and async generator. I'm gonna uninstall. Okay, also arrow function. Okay, now both are gone. We only have preset n, and I'm gonna delete lib folder. And now let me say, did I save the config file? Okay, it is saved now. And now if I run npm run build, successfully compiled, and our file is also created because the arrow function and async await is included inside our preset n. I'm only using preset, and the same way I can use the Typescript preset too, which converts the Typescript code into JS. That is about plugins and presets of Babel. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it. Thank you. Bye bye.